Welcome back to the channel. We appreciate y'all clicking this, stopping by and hollering at your boys. So we had to stop by our alma mater and do our wrap up.
Yep.
And I tell you that
49ers.
49ers, yo. So I've gone to school here years ago, and I went 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I knocked it out in 4. Holla at your boy. And I never walked through here, ever. And I feel so sad because I feel like it was very underappreciated area.
We both went to school here, but even if we would have walked through here, and I did walk through a couple times, I don't think we'd appreciate it as much as we do now. Just having a critical eye, looking out for some cool scenery.
Yeah.
So it's a very dope location. So this month we read 4 books, which is a lot for us to knock out in 1 month.
It is. So thank you for coming back to holler at us and see what we think about in our wrap up. All right, so TG, pull up first book. What we got?
First book is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. So we knocked this out last month.
Ooh, yes.
So Q, how'd you feel about this book?
Tracy, yo, queen, you killed it, yo. Thank you for this. Thank you for all the Easter eggs of North Carolina, the Bojangles. Yo, we should have went to Bojangles.
We should have had a 2-piece and biscuit.
We talked about it, but we didn't do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, yo, I've never seen someone capture grief, like the essence of grief, in such a powerful way that I felt it like dripping off the page. Like the pages were wet with grief.
Yes.
Like, and it was done in such a way that was just so amazing.
Yeah. That
I understood and I felt and I could empathize. The way she writes this story, the way she weaves, how she tells and sets the settings and all these things in here, it's so much experience and knowledge in that.
Yeah. The grief that drips off the pages, and then when she finished at the end of this book, she kind of lets you know that she lost her mother, and she experiences grief. And I would have guessed that early. Like the way her position from writing this grief could only come from someone who experienced it firsthand at that age. She nailed it. She nailed her personal experience through putting it in the eyes of this character. So she crushed that part. She used her experience and made Bree seem very aware and understanding of her surroundings, and just understanding that the spaces she was in and moving through were not meant for her. She's still moving them in there and still moving and grooving and making things work, but they were not meant for her. And it's different to navigate in something that was built for you or built for everybody, and then going back to something that was not made for you and still moving through it, in different social structures and jobs. And
that's life with two Southern boys growing up in North Carolina. Straight up. And she spoke to us.
She spoke to us. She did.
The magic system.
The magic system was cool. The king authoring influence of a magic system. Always I love medieval time references, Game of Thrones, all the
setting.
So the setting was, in our home stage. It was dope. Magic was dope.
Love triangles.
Love triangles was dope. I know some people team Cell, team your other boy, I forget his name. But I mean, it was dope.
What else? What else we got? That's it. That's all we're gonna call out. I mean, it's a wrap up. It's supposed to be short. Go get the book. Go read it.
It's amazing.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Strong 4 out of 5.
Easy. Go get the book.
Thank you. All right, what's the next one, Q?
The Whisper Man. Do your whisper antics like you did in the TBR.
When we talked about the Whisper Man, I think in the middle of it, we kind of said it was kind of like a really good Law and Order SVU episode. I don't know how many of y'all Law and Order SVU fans. We are. Kind of gets you kind of old school 90s boogeyman influences type of thing. But no, it was really well done. Like I think we really discovered horror as a genre that we love, either early this year or late last year. We started really reading horror.
I don't even know if we would classify this as horror. This is probably more like a true crime. And so I had to battle my expectations, because when I came into this book, in our TBR, we'll link it up there, in our TBR, he was over there whispering and scratching on the door. I thought I was gonna get into like some spooky, like, you know what I'm saying? It is spooky, but I thought I was gonna get more of like some paranormal, like, Freddy Krueger-ish type thing. And it's not that. It's a true crime story that has these paranormal elements that are very much grounded and explained towards the end of the book.
Yes. It's had a good atmosphere. Like I feel like this is something that, could have happened in a town down the street, like, a town 2 hours away. Like this is, a newspaper article that's really good, something that I discovered, or like, a TV show that I'm watching that's really good. So I enjoyed this book, man. It was a good read.
Did too. So he connected the characters in a way that To me, it was too coincidental.
It was kind of a stretch on some of them, like, oh, this person's related to this person related to this person. The pacing of this book was good.
Yes.
Like, it kept going along at a good pace. You know, at the end, it crescendoed. You know, it was. We both said we would read another book by Alex North.
Yeah,
we would check him out for sure.
If you've ever watched Mindhunters it's a Netflix original, really good, very slow, very methodical, very like psychological. And if you enjoy those types of things, this is another book that you can add to your list.
Yep. So again, I gave it 4.5. You gave it 4.
Yeah.
We thoroughly enjoyed it.
We did.
Yep.
All right. Next book.
Misery Loves Company.
She sure do, bruh.
Man, I enjoyed this book. Like, out of the books all we read last month, this is probably my favorite, if I had to think about it.
Think so?
Out of the we got 5 books.
Okay.
We said 4 at the beginning, but we kind of read one kind of fell over next, so we got 5 books.
Like, this is probably the only book I gave a 5.
Yeah.
Real
Misery is a 5. It was dope.
Rate it.
5. Easy 5. Easy 5 rated.
So what you like about this, yo?
What I like. I liked the dynamic between our protagonist and our antagonist. Just the way they had an almost symbiotic relationship. She was obsessed with him, and he hated her.
So
he also,
rewinding real quick, Misery is about a story about a writer who
is kidnapped by his biggest fan.
You
know, and she keeps him in lockdown in order for him to write a book. Especially for her. And obviously in the beginning of that he despises that. So that dynamic between both of them is really well done. Obviously it's graphic.
It's a slow turn and you notice it, and it's good.
It's very good.
It's good. It's a story to any of the people out there who are super fans of any author and any book. And it kind of, I think, personally takes us through Stephen King's writing style or what he goes through to kind of get into his mode to write things.
This would definitely be one of my favorite Stephen King books.
Definitely.
We'll have to do a video ranking our favorite Stephen King books. I mean, we still have a lot to read.
I think someone suggested, I'm forgetting her name right now, but I'll put a picture of it.
But we definitely we have so many more to read that we plan on reading. But this is definitely a good one. Go ahead, Q. Talk about that mess.
This was probably the lowest rated book. So this is Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House. Let's talk about how I felt about it before we get to his, because y'all might enjoy his. So this book is, if you ever watched, this was inspired to read this because of The Haunting of Hill House.
Netflix show, right?
Netflix show, both Hill House and Bly Manor. And so we read this, and it's a story about a group of people who are going to see if they can understand this paranormal activity that goes on at Hill House, this house at Hill House.
Haunted house.
Haunted house. And so we get there, and crazy things start to happen. There's some low-key bullying that goes on in the book. Some really crazy paranormal stuff starts to pop off. It's really atmospheric. The dialogue is different. It's really long. Like, if you ever read Witcher. So if you've ever read The Witcher,
I see.
The dialogue is
very different.
A roundabout way of telling the story. Like they'll say 10 different things, but they're really trying to hone in on this one thing.
That's true.
And so that's what it's like in this book. And to me, it's a device used to distract you from a lot of things that's actually going on. Because like if you watch Haunting of Hill House, there's like 10 ghosts that pop up. I don't know, a lot of ghosts that pop up in the background, but it's like a magician's trick, right? You're so focused. You're so focused on the main couple characters that you don't even notice a ghost that's like right there. You know what I'm saying? So like she does this in this book, and I think it's done really well, and it's funny. The dialogue is funny to me. The ending was okay. I would read it yearly or every other year during this time period because it's very atmospheric and it is spooky. Like it is kind of spooky. So yeah.
I wouldn't read it. I don't like it. No, man, because I wasn't down with the dialogue, and I get what you're saying in The Witcher. Obviously, they do that in The Witcher. They very long-winded in order just to say like the rock is green or something like that. They talk around it. But The Witcher has other elements that I really enjoy. The supernatural elements, the action. True. The comedy in The Witcher is, especially when Dan Dillion's on screen, has comedy. This was heavy on this talk around type of dialogue that really just annoyed me more than anything. I just couldn't get behind the book. I didn't enjoy the dialogue. I didn't enjoy whatever spooky elements were hinted at. You know, it had some good, you know, background that was trying to say. I overall just didn't enjoy it.
So that was it? You gave it 2 stars?
I gave it 2 stars.
I gave it 3.
You give it 3. That's cool. 3. You know, and it is different from the Netflix series.
It is.
It's not like the Netflix
series is dope as hell.
Yeah.
Go watch that.
It is.
Then.
Yeah. And then we'll just give a quick synopsis. So if y'all haven't watched our Fires of Vengeance review, please go check that out.
Check it out.
We put a lot of time and effort and good dialogue in this. But we did finish this last month as well, and we thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yep.
You know, thoroughly enjoyed this.
We gave it a 4.
Gave it a 4. You know, Evan is a man on the rise. You know, we definitely look out for his dope work. So,
for sure. Anyway, that's our wrap up for the month. We appreciate y'all coming to holla at your boys one more time. We, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you liked it, here's with a thumb. If you love it, subscribe. If you
really rock with us, make a comment. What kind of emoji you want to hit them with?
Emoji. Yeah. Hit us with a ghost. It's end of the month, end of October.
Hit us with a ghost.
Hit us with a ghost down below.
If you really rock with us, don't ghost us.
Don't ghost
us. But hit us with a ghost emoji. So, all right. Thank y'all.
All right, y'all. Appreciate it.